Well, just taking a little break from cleaning up this mess of a garage. It's been pouring down rain most of the day today, which is never fun. Means I got to do stuff inside or in the garage. But it is good because we got the food plots planted, so that's nice. Mosquitoes really came out with this last rain here today. They're out thick, thick, thick now, so be bug spray and bug jackets for a little bit. But today's video is, my Gator is now 10 years old. I bought it new in 08, right around the end of May, just before we bought this house. And it's been a wicked little machine. We've done a lot. We've moved probably close to 200 yards of gravel and sand and topsoil. We've hauled deer, we've hauled bears out. We've hauled logs, we've hauled all the building material for my shack out back. What else have we done? Plowed snow for 9 winters with it. We've used the plow to plow the gravel and the sand to help spread it and level it. We've gone trapping with it, fishing with it, carried canoes. You name it, we've done it pretty much. So it's been a wicked machine. There were a few times that I considered trading it in. One was to look at getting a 4-seater so that me and the wife and the kids could put our helmets on and seat belts and go for a ride without having any issues legally, just killing a mosquito. So we were covered legally. I ended up getting a couple jump seats that go in the back and they fold up. Takes very little room out of the box. And that's really worked well because for the most part it's just me. And if I go out with someone, they sit in the front seat. The odd time me and the kids will go for a ride out back and they jump in the back seats. We make sure they have their seatbelts on because there are seatbelts. And I'm going slow and taking my time and, you know, watching where I'm going and making sure branches aren't hitting them and that sort of thing. So that's worked out well. And I didn't have to drop this Gator and pick up something that's not built quite as much for work as this one is. A lot of the newer machines are built for, you know, for speed, for comfort. This thing rides like a tank, but you can work it. So, bit of a trade-off there. I did look at or consider trading it in once for a Ranger. Ranger, you can get a lot more options. A lot more different customizations. You can get nice rims and tires, full enclosures, heaters, windshield wipers, you name it, and they make it for the Ranger. And the Gator, they're a little bit further behind on that sort of stuff, and a lot of it you got to buy directly from John Deere, so you're talking big time pesos. So that's kind of a downfall to the Gator. Since I've had it in the 10 years, I've changed 2 front axles. I've done wheel bearings, I think all the way around or on the back for sure. I've done a front diff, which I could have just changed the bearings. I had a bearing start to let go, and they couldn't get me a specific part number that I was looking for from the manual. So I ended up just buying the whole diff. There was a piece, the shaft was a bit... the pinion shaft was kind of wore out, so I probably could have got that machine, but I just dumped the whole thing in and been done with it. I've done all the bushings on the back end. Oil changes, I try to do at least 1 a year, and if I'm plowing snow, I'll do 2. So I'll do spring and fall. This way, any water that may have gotten in somewhere is flushed out with the oil change and filters. I do the diffs, the tranny, the whole 9 yards. So really, it's been an awesome machine. Like I said, I've done a pile of work with it, and I can't knock it. It's kind of a shame that the new Gators have gone to more of a sporty pleasure craft type of machine, because this 620i is just bulletproof. I still have the original belt on it. I have a spare one sitting there for 5 years now, 6 years. It's got 450 clicks. It's just starting to cause issues now, especially if it gets any dampness or in it. It smokes for a little bit, eh? So or slips, it doesn't smoke. But original battery in it. I've had to boost it 2 or 3 times from leaving the lights on. When Chris and Jeremy were out at the shack, when they cooked up, what the heck did they cook up back there? The rabbit. Made rabbit stew. When we were doing that, we had the back lights on the Gator, and when they were skinning it and stuff, and I didn't shut it off, so when we went to start it, it just did the big click, 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 click. So had to boost it then. And one other time, my neighbor shot a deer way in the back, so I went back to get him. I left the lights on so I could find it, and no issues. Got it out close to the Gator, skinned it out, always with the lights on, and when we went to start it, it wouldn't go. So I had to come back to the house, grab a booster pack, walk back out there, get it started, haul them out. So been a wicked machine, like I said. I think I've said that probably 5 or 6 times now, and it truly is. If you're in the market and you can come across an old 620i, I highly recommend it. The machine's awesome, and it's never really let me down. I have 3 tubes in the tires, and one's filled with slime. I have one buggered up rim. The back bolts came out of it, way in the sticks. Started to do the big wobble. So I stopped and looked, and my tire was only being held on by one stud. So we took one off of each of the other ones, so we had 4 on each wheel, put them in, and turned around and came home. So that rim's buggered up. I got the studs and bolts really tight in it, so hopefully it doesn't wobble too much. But just wanted to say happy birthday to the Gator, 10 years. It's been an awesome machine. It's really served me well. I probably will look at upgrading in another couple years maybe. If I start to run into issues with it, then we'll look at it. It's got 450 hours on it. There's no speedometer or anything like that. So been 450 hard hours. Very little trail riding. It's mostly work. And it's been good on fuel. I always make sure I run good fuel. I don't use old fuel. Come winter time, I try to put stabilizers and that sort of thing in it just to help. But it's been awesome. So if you're in the market, like I said, check them out. I don't think you can go wrong. So anyways, happy birthday, Gator. I appreciate what you've done for me, and can't wait for our next ride. We'll see you.